Good morning. Today we will start telephone services. Now, as you all know that Indian Post and Telegraph Department, they only introduced telephone service in 1881. In 1881. Alright. Now, when telephone service was started, it was available within same city. Alright. If it is available within the same city, is known as local call, you know that. After that, if the cities of the same country, two cities of the same country is known as trunk call, and two cities of different country is known as cable. Again I am repeating, first is local call, second is trunk call, third one is cable. Now what is local call? Alright, what is local call? Within the same city, alright, within the same city is local call, and the trunk call, two cities of same country, two cities of same country, and the cable means two cities of different countries, two cities of different countries. Now understood? Local call within the same country, trunk call two cities of same country, cable means two cities of different country. Now these three were there. Now slowly upgradation took place in the telephone department and we got STD. Alright, STD. Full form is subscriber trunk dialing. Subscriber trunk dialing. In this facility, alright, what happened that you will have to use the STD code. We have the STD code of Dhanbad is 0326. Like this they have started. Slowly more innovation took place, upgradation took place, and we received ISD. What is ISD? International subscriber dialing. This is international subscriber dialing. This means when you are calling abroad country, you will have to use the ISD number. After that, on April 1, 1986, fax was introduced. Fax was, what is the fax means? Facsimile service. FACS MI, facsimile service. Now what do you mean by this service? Whatever you have written in the paper, if you want the two copy of that same paper some other places, you cannot go, but you want that paper to reach, then you will have to use the fax number and we can send the paper. Exactly whatever you have written, wherever you have written, the same will be printed in that particular places. Clear? Now again what happened after a telephone service? Now www, that is World Wide Web, started. This means internet came into existence. Clear? Now one very important thing which you should know, the mobile industry, because today we are using mobile, the mobile industry in India, they contribute 6.5%. Remember, mobile contributes 6.5% of India's GDP. Remember that. Alright. 6.5% of India's GDP. It is too much. Alright. This means approximately $140 billion. So you can understand after that it employs more than 4 million people. Alright. Employment in mobile sector is 4 million. So you can understand how many people, now 4 million people directly or indirectly they are associated with the mobile. Now this is all about the telephone services. Now we will start energy. We'll start energy or power. You know it is an important segment. Alright. Energy plays most crucial role in the economic development of the country. If you want development of your nation, you need power. You need energy. Now first let me give you one example. When you will go to Kolkata, there are two lines. One line is a government line, means the government is giving power, and the second, the private people, they are giving power. Now private people which they are giving power, it is a little bit costly, but power cut is zero. Power cut is zero. This means even a single minute power cut will be not there. But when you will go to the government one, you know the power cut. You can see in your own country, in your own state only, how much problem you are facing. So power is very important. You know that. Now the consumption of energy remains very low in less developed countries. Less developed country means the country which is not developed, like developing or underdeveloped. Their consumption of electricity is very less because industries are very less. Obviously, you will use less and less power. Houses are not so good. You will be using hardly one or two LED bulb or one or two fans. But you go to the places where developed nations are there, you can see their house first of all, such a big house. And in every house you can see the ACs are there. The consumption of electricity is more in comparison to the less developed countries. Now, energy power will study importance. What are the importance? First importance is increase in national output. Increase in national output. Now, what do you mean by increase in national output? Now, the productivity of different sectors of economy, maybe agriculture, industry, it can be raised only when the high level of expansion of power sector will be there. If the power sector will increase, or the growth will be there in the power sector, or expansion will be there in the power sector, then only your national output, your nation output will be too much. Production will increase. Because in agriculture we are using generator nowadays. Why? Give electricity. We all cannot use generator. For that only the yield from the field is going down. Because of that, if you want national output too much, you will have to increase the power sector, or you will have to expand the power sector. Second one is efficient utilization of natural resources. Now, very important. You know, in our country, many natural resources are there, like oil, crude, coal, many more things are there. Now it can be utilized efficiently with the help of power only, because you need power to take out the coal from under mines. Alright. Now you want to take out the crude oil, then again you need to have energy, that is a power to purify it. Now all these things you should know, that crude oil, coal can be utilized. Now these things means which we are taking out, the natural resources, it can be used in generating thermal power. Water can be used for generating hydroelectricity. So you can understand one or the other way, whatever natural resources we are taking out from the underground earth, we can use that one to produce more and more electricity. And efficiently we can use the natural resources available in this earth. Third one, growth of service sector. Now growth of sector means, now first of all, it is easy availability of electricity power help the growth and expansion of service sector in various ways. How the electricity can help in the service sector? Now today you know it is an era of computer. If you don't have electricity, how to run computer? How long your battery will give backup? So you can understand you need power if you need growth in the service sector. Every banking, each and every bank, they have computer nowadays. Each and every railway station, they have computer to give tickets or to book tickets. So you can understand, even in the airport, you can see many computers are used. So you can understand we are totally dependent on power. If this will be there, then only your service sector growth you can see. All right. After that, the expansion of IT, that is information technology, also have a great extent for easy availability of the power. If the power is easily available to them, then IT sector will boom. Otherwise, what will happen? IT sector will not able to boom, because without electricity, they cannot work. Clear? Now, these three were the importance of energy or power. Now comes sources of power. Sources of power we are discussing about in India. Sources of power in India. Now there are three main sources. The first one, it is known as thermal. Second one, hydro. And the third one, nuclear. Alright, three type of power we have: thermal power, we have hydroelectric power, and nuclear power. Thermal power is generated in India at various power stations with the use of coal and oil. Alright, in thermal we use coal and oil to generate electricity. But you will be shocked, the total power generation was 66.8% in total energy production. We are giving data of 2017. Alright, in 2017 from thermal we were getting 66.8% of total energy. You can understand. But where hydroelectricity we are getting only 13.6%, and nuclear we are getting only 2.1%. Alright, understood? Thermal, with the help of coal and oil, we are generating, as per the data of 2017, we have 66.8% of total production of power from the thermal, and nuclear we have only 2.1%, hydro we have only 13.6%. Thermal we are using coal and oil, in hydro means we are using water, and the nuclear means we are using all those things like radioactive elements. Alright, radioactive elements like uranium, thorium, all these things we are using to generate electricity. Now come to the renewable source of energy. Clear? Renewable sources of energy. Now, what are the renewable source of energy? Now, conventional source of energy which are likely to be exhausted with the passage of time, like coal and oil, we will be not getting in future. This means power which we are getting like a thermal, we will be not getting. It will exhaust. Alright, it will take time, maybe 100 years, 200 years, but it will exhaust. We'll have to find out some renewable source, alright, which is known as non-conventional. We have, but we are not using it, like solar, wind. All this solar energy we can use, wind energy we can use to make electricity. And now from when this we will be getting electricity, it will never exhaust. Why? Because the sun, the day sun will exhaust or sun will be no more. Remember, life will be no more. Wind will stop, life will be no more. This means we should start generating electricity with the help of solar and wind. That is very, very important. Now, renewable source of energy occupy second place with the share of 17.5%. Alright. Now you can understand 66.8% from thermal, 13.6% from hydro, and nuclear 2.1% we are getting. Remember, from renewable source we are generating 17.5%, but where 66.8 and 17.5, see the gap. We will have to fulfill this gap, otherwise in the coming future it will be very tough for us to use electricity. Clear? Now we will start irrigation. Irrigation. Now this is a geography topic. Irrigation, you know, it is essential input of agricultural production. Alright, because irrigation is so essential, like in computer, till you write 2 + 3 and enter, it will not give you 5 answer. Clear? Same thing is here. It is the input. Irrigation is the input of agricultural production. Alright. Now two principles of sources of irrigation are there. The first one you know. Alright. Two principal sources is, first one is surface water, and the number second one is ground water. Clear? Surface water. Now maybe question is there in your mind, surface water sources are like river, lake, tank, all this comes under surface water. But groundwater, all where we are using the machine to take out the water, like wells, alright, or you can see the underground mine, underground boring, we are taking out the help of a submersible machine, and these things are used for irrigation. Clear? Now we will come to know about the importance of agriculture. Clear? Importance. Now, what are the importance of agriculture? Now, first, you know, importance of irrigation in India, alright, is evident. How? First, rainfall, you know, it is not certain in India. Rainfall is not certain, and alright, maybe it is not certain. Second very important thing, it is not equally distributed also in all part of the country. Now, present 2020, I am giving you example. Go and see in Bihar. Alright, Kosi, Punpun, all these are flooded, over flooded. But you come to Jharkhand, what is normal rainfall we should receive till date, we have not received. So this is known as unequal distribution of rainfall. This is also very important. Why irrigation is important? Irrigation is important because rainfall is not certain. Irrigation is important. Why? Because rainfall is not equally distributed. After that, in our country, the main crop is paddy, jute, sugarcane, which requires a heavy water, too much water, excess amount of water they require, and that also not 1 or 2 days, regularly they want. Now you'll have to use the irrigation facility to give, because you cannot rely upon rain. This is again we can say the importance of irrigation you can situate, because God, already we can believe on God, we can have faith on God, we believe also, but suppose it will not rain, then you need irrigation facilities. After that, provision of irrigation facilities can make multiple cropping. If the irrigation facility is there, suppose irrigation facility is available near to your field, you can go for multiple cropping. Multiple cropping means more than one crop or 2 crop, 3 crop in a year you can grow. But now people are afraid. One crop also they don't want to grow, because they know if rain will be not there, then what will happen? Whatever money they have, they will waste it. Alright, next point is very important. The successful implementation of HYV program depends on a large extent of timely available of adequate water supply. Now suppose people, they know I will be getting water through canal, I will be getting water through the rivers, through wells, through pump, through tank, through lakes, then they can use HYV seed. That comes under HYV program, that is known as HYVP. Alright, they can use, but they are afraid to invest such a good money to purchase the HYV seed to put it in the field, because if it will not rain, then again the crop, the seed will not yield anything without water. So you can understand they are afraid in this way also, that if we want to put HYV seed, so they go in a back foot. Why they go in a back foot? Because irrigation facility is not available. Next important thing, why irrigation is important? Because irrigation facilities help in controlling flood and famines. Suppose somewhere flood is there, and if you have made irrigation facility available, it is very good, because water will be distributed in many places through canals. Alright, and if it is famine, famine means drought, now no rainfall, now that water which is excessive, we can use it. Now I'll give one example of this flood and the famines. When Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister, his main aim was to join all the rivers and pass that river body water to the all the cities, towns, villages, urban area, rural area. Why? Because his main thinking was that each and every people will get water. If the field is there nearby, they can use that water from the canal to the field. So this was the thinking of Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. But till today, no one has done that one. I don't know how long they will take to complete that. Clear? Next one is the development of irrigation facilities will open new employment opportunity as more land can be brought under cultivation. Obviously, if the facility will be available, irrigation facility will be available, more and more people will come up and employment generation will be there because they can cultivate. They can go ahead with the cultivation. Clear? Now, sources of irrigation in India. Now, what are the sources we have? Sources of irrigation in India. Now, what are the sources? Now, we have canals, we have wells, we have tank. These are the main sources of irrigation. Even we have tube wells. Now, these are the major source of irrigation. But they account only 56% of the total irrigated land. Now we have 100% of irrigation land for irrigation, where only 56% land is getting canal, well, tank, tube well. Rest they are not getting. Now these are the problem they are facing. Now tanks are constructed for storing water in the rainy season, and that water we can use it when there will be scarcity of water. Clear? Now these things we should understand, and after that you will not believe the proportion of tank, alright, to renovate it, expand the tank irrigation system. Alright, suppose you in your locality, if you have tank, but it is not in a good condition, we should renovate it. Why? Because that tank we can use in the rainy season to save water, and in the summer when we are not getting water, we can use that water. Not only summer, even in the winter when we are not getting water, we can use that water for cultivation. Now these are the sources of irrigation in India. Next day, now progress you should go through. Nothing is there. It is given that how progress took place in the irrigation sector. You go through. If any problem, you can ask me. Now we will start next day banking.